Have you ever noticed how the same injury can feel completely different depending on your mood? Or how children seem to bounce back from falls that would devastate an adult? Today, I'm going to show you something that might change how you think about pain forever and give you a complete anatomy foundation that every healer should know. Welcome back to Self Love First. My name is Alicia, and I thank you for tuning into this video. Whether you are a MAP practitioner, body worker, or just someone fascinated by the mind-body connection, this video is going to give you a whole new perspective on how consciousness shapes our physical experience. But first, let me share something that sets the tone for everything that we're going to explore. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This isn't just a prayer. It's the entire MAP philosophy in one statement. As practitioners, as humans, we need this balance. We need serenity to accept our body's signals without overreacting. We need courage to make bold changes when we can. And we need the wisdom to tell the difference. Here's what makes this so powerful. We don't actually know where the line is for most people. Everyone has a different threshold of what can and cannot be changed in their anatomy. Some people experience dramatic healing. Others experience acceptance and peace. Our job isn't to promise miracles. It's to give 100% effort and discover what's possible. So this brings me to the big question that started my entire journey with this work. Is pain purely physical, or can it be affected by how we perceive it? When we were kids, many of us fell off our bikes constantly. We have the scars on our knees to prove it. The first few times, we would likely cry and cry, and it felt like the end of the world. But one day, something clicked. We sat there after a fall and realized, if I just accepted the sensation without resisting it, the suffering decreased dramatically. And that's usually when we got the hang of it. The pain was still there, but the suffering was negotiable. That changes everything. And here's what we've discovered through MAP work. Pain exists on a spectrum between subjective and objective. Sometimes it's 90% subjective, created by our beliefs, our identities, and past traumas. When we address those, the pain can disappear completely. Other times it's 90% objective. There's real tissue damage that needs medical attention. Our goal isn't to deny objective pain. It's to remove the subjective amplification, to create acceptance of what is, to give people the courage to take appropriate action. Think about your emotional threshold. When you're stressed or traumatized repeatedly, you become reactive to smaller and smaller triggers. Dr. Flint talks about this threshold point getting lower and lower. The same thing happens with physical pain. Our job is to restore that threshold to a healthy level, sensitive enough to protect you, but not so reactive that you suffer unnecessarily. So when we do MAP work with anatomy, what are we actually addressing? There's four main things. Beliefs and parts connected to body areas. Every body part has stories attached to it. My knees, they're connected to falling off bikes, running track, getting older. These aren't just memories. They're active parts of identity that influence how we experience those body parts today. The past as anchor points. Trauma can anchor specific body parts. Every time you think of that area, you're unconsciously activating those old experiences. This creates either overreaction or underreaction. Limitations as identities. I can't run anymore. My back will never be the same. These aren't just statements, they're identities. And identities shape reality. We want to help people unidentify with limitations whenever it's possible. Communication between brain and body. Here's where it gets fascinating. How does a cell know what job to do? How does your liver know how to filter blood? How does your heart know how to beat? We call these memories. The body is running on memories, signals, patterns, learned behaviors at a cellular level. When we're stressed, the brain sends different signals than when we feel safe. Your organs literally have different jobs depending on your state of consciousness. This is why heart rate variability training works. This is why stress can make you sick. There's a conversation happening between consciousness and matter. All right, let's dive into actual anatomy. We're going to cover 4 categories: organs, endocrines, body parts, and body systems. Let's start with the organs. Individual structures that play specific roles. Your heart pumps blood throughout your body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to every cell. It's actually in the center of your chest, not off to the left side like most people think. When you're running, your muscles need more oxygen, so your heart pumps faster. Simple, but essential. The kidneys are your blood filters. They remove waste and combine it with water to make urine. They're located in your lower back, and that's why people with kidney issues often feel back pain. The liver is one of the most important organs. It's like your body's detox center. It filters blood, breaks down alcohol and drugs, destroys old blood cells, and produces clotting proteins. It's on your right side, just below your rib cage. When people say they're cleansing their liver, this is what they're talking about. The lungs extract oxygen from the air, put it into your blood, removing carbon dioxide. Most of us, anyway, have 2 of them. The bladder stores urine from the kidneys until you're ready to release it. Small intestine is actually the longest part of our digestive systems, and it absorbs nutrients from food. The large intestine removes the leftover waste after nutrients are extracted, and it can take 36 hours for food to pass through. The spleen is the largest organ in the lymphatic system, and it filters blood and fights infections. The stomach breaks down food with acid and enzymes, preparing it for the small intestine. The gallbladder works with the liver to produce bile, which breaks down fatty foods. Now, the brain deserves special attention because it's the control center for everything. Think of it like our internal computer. The physical brain is the hardware, the actual neurons and tissue. Consciousness is the software running on that hardware. Frontal lobe is your personality, decision-making, and self-awareness. This is what makes humans uniquely intelligent. Parietal lobe interprets touch, pain, temperature, spatial awareness, and it helps you move safely through the world. The occipital lobe processes vision, color, light, and movement. Temporal lobe handles hearing, language, memory, and sequencing. Then we have deeper structures, what people call the reptilian brain. This includes the brainstem, which controls all of our automatic functions, our breathing, our heart rate, sleep cycles, digestion. This is subconscious. It runs 24/7 without your conscious input. In between, we have the limbic system, our emotional center. This is where fear, joy, and trauma responses live. So you have three layers: cortex, conscious thought and awareness; limbic, emotional responses; reptilian, survival functions. Understanding this helps us to know what we're addressing in MAP work. Now let's talk about endocrines. These are your hormone producing glands. These are chemical messengers that coordinate long-term changes throughout your body. The hypothalamus controls your body temperature, hunger, mood, thirst, sleep, and sex drive. It's like the master controller. The parathyroid regulates calcium levels in your body. The thymus produces the T cells for your immune system. It could be called the heart protector because it defends your body from invaders. The pancreas produces insulin to control blood sugar. This is the organ involved in diabetes. The thyroid controls your metabolism and heart rate through hormone production. The adrenal glands produce cortisol and adrenaline, your stress hormones. These create the fight or flight response. The pituitary gland, called the master gland, because it controls other endocrines and it triggers growth. Our pineal gland regulates your sleep-wake cycle by producing melatonin. And of course, we have the reproductive endocrines, ovaries and testes, which produce the sex hormones. All of these work together as the endocrine system, communicating through your bloodstream to create harmony or sometimes imbalance. Now, here's where MAP gets really practical. We also work with body parts, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's like a simple language that even a child would understand. Why is this important? Because when we're in pain or dealing with trauma, we don't think in medical terms. We think, my back hurts, or my knee is bothering me. We break it down simply. Head area, your face, front sensory organs, your neck, your chest, upper, lower, left, right, back, upper, middle, lower, sacral, abdominal area, upper, lower, left, right, your limbs, your arms, your legs, your joints, hands, feet. And finally, we have body systems, multiple organs and structures working together. Circulatory system is your heart, blood vessels, transporting oxygen and nutrients. Our lymphatic system defends against infection, so it moves through body movement. Our digestive system, mouth to intestines, processing food and absorbing nutrients. And then the endocrine system is all glands working together for hormonal balance. Let's see, then we have the integumentary system, your skin, your hair, your nails, protection and temperature control. Your muscular system, movement, support, heat production. Your nervous system, brain, spinal cord, nerves, your communication network. Your respiratory system, breathing, gas exchange. Your skeletal system, bones providing structure. Your urinary system, your kidneys and your bladder, removing waste. Your immune system, defense against disease. When we address the digestive system in MAP, we're working with all of the memories, beliefs, and patterns associated with that entire network. So here's what all this means in practice. When a client comes to you with chronic pain, you're not just addressing tissue damage. You're asking, what beliefs do they have about this body part? What past traumas are anchored here? What identity are they holding, such as, I'm someone with a bad back? What's the communication like between their consciousness in this area? And here's the beautiful thing. Sometimes you'll work with someone and the pain completely disappears. Was it 90% subjective all along? Maybe. Other times, the pain remains, but their relationship to it transforms. So they stop suffering. They take courageous action, whether it's getting that surgery or starting physical therapy, making lifestyle changes. We never promise miraculous healing, but we give 100% effort. We explore without assumptions. And we help people find that wisdom, the wisdom to know what they can change and what they must accept. Some of the most profound sessions have been with clients who didn't get the pain relief necessarily, but gained something valuable: peace with their body, courage to move forward, freedom from the identity of being broken. This anatomy knowledge isn't just about passing a test or checking off boxes. It's about having a map of the territory that you're exploring. When we muscle check circulatory system, you want to have that visual in your mind: the heart, the blood, all the vessels working together. And remember the Serenity prayer: accept what you cannot change, have the courage to change what you can, and develop the wisdom to know the difference. If this resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe for more MAP training content. Drop a comment below. Have you ever experienced pain that's changed based on your perception of it? I'd love to hear your stories. And if you're interested in scheduling a MAP session one-on-one with me, check out the links in the description. I also have free resources on my website to download and have fun with, as well as a link to my online mini course, the Embodied Manifestation Toolkit for Lasting Change. Until next time, as always, self-love first, always. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic rest of your day. I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.